Hey, I want to thank you for joining us here on Polk Place. I'm Brian Lacey. And a couple first-timers from the Polk County School Board. You know that we're going to have fun in here. So going to talk partnerships and a couple other things that they got going on. But first, I want to introduce you to Erica Morse. She is the Director of Community Liaison for the South Polk County School Board of Polk County. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
And also Reba Coil, Director of Community Liaison South Lakeland for the School Board of Polk County. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Brian.
Yeah, so we were kind of talking off camera. Reba, what is your background in? Talk to me a little bit about that and what the job entails where you're at.
So my background is in education. I graduated from Florida Southern many moons ago with primary elementary education. I taught for a few years, had my kids, and then went back into the school district, worked here at Bartow Academy for a while, and then went into the nonprofit world and Polk Vision as their leadership Polk manager for about 4.5 years, and then decided to make the leap back into the school district, and I worked in the career and technical adult education department, and then went into this role about 4.5 years ago as the community liaison director.
So what exactly does a community liaison for South Lakeland do?
Well, there's 5 of us in the total in the district, and our role is to be the connector. We connect the business community, churches, faith-based organizations, government, anyone really in the community with our schools. We are the connectors. So we try to build partnerships, lasting partnerships, and that could be with time, talent, and treasure. What can the community do to give back to our schools and to make them a better place for our students and teachers and staff?
Now, Erica, let's talk a little bit about your background. Tell me a little bit about where you've been and what you've done, and currently what the role entails for you.
Sure. So I started in education when I was 21. I started as a teacher. I had an MBA and didn't like business, so I went into education, wanted to be a servant leader. And I bounced through the district. Eventually I became an assistant principal, and then this role opened up about 2 years ago, and this really kind of pulled the business background and the education background together for me, and I've really enjoyed being able to be out in the community and promote education and the neat things that our school district does. So for South Polk County, each of us are responsible for about 23 to 27 schools. I have the unique distinction of being able to serve all the 6 through 12 schools. So Frostproof, Fort Meade, McLaughlin, they're all middle high schools, which is really neat. So I find businesses that want to partner with our middle high schools and create unique and diverse opportunities for those students primarily.
Having this gig and being blessed, covered a lot of stuff with Joe Tedder's Kids Art. I have a lot of friends whose wives are teachers, and I know how much they give of their own salary to make sure that their kids have the things that they need. Talk about the importance of harvesting these partnerships in order to make sure that these kids have a successful future.
So often our students are stuck in this bubble in the community where they don't get that 360 view of life around them. They don't get opportunities to experience what's out there for them. So that's partially what we do. We bring in community partners that will supply donations or school supplies, but it's more than that, right? So here's a job opportunity. I work for NASA. This is what you can do. I work for in the medical industry. You can invent this neat tool that's going to do this. This is what I did. So we provide like an opportunity for students to explore different avenues in education. And Mr. Hyder, superintendent, has made it really neat with offering a bunch of career academies for our students and opportunities so that these students can choose where they want to go. So as the students start to pick a career path, then we can provide community support to come in and bolster those opportunities. So the teachers aren't necessarily having to search for guest speakers or search for opportunities. We're able to make that connection for them.
Now, Reba, you've done this job from the outside, and especially with the resources within Polk County, and you've done the job from the inside as a teacher, and now is this. Talk about success stories, but most of all, talk about the importance of what this brings to each and every school within your district.
You know, Brian, I think that teaching is a very, very hard job. And I think that we need to, as a community, embrace our teachers more. They do spend a lot of their money and their time. They're not an 8 to 5. They are 8 to 11 if they're going home and grading papers and coming on the weekends. And so what we try to do with this position is, yes, how can we support our students? How can we provide them the opportunities, like Erica said, to bring in those business partners to talk about their professions and to mentor. I mean, mentoring is a huge piece that we are missing sometimes, because we have some students that are really struggling, and maybe having that outside person coming in going, I'm here for you, let me help you along, that's really important. And we need to look at our teachers and know that that job is very hard. A lot of organizations, they can give bonuses to their teachers, and they can give them lunches and things, to their staff, but sometimes that's hard. Our internal school budgets don't have the funding to say, let's buy a teacher lunch, let's do something special for our teachers. So what we're doing in the community is telling the story about these wonderful teachers and saying, here's how you can help. We've had great example of a couple of different business partners. We have Jared Wagelin with Focus Group Florida, and he is a realtor in town, and he came to us one day and said, I want to do something for teachers. And we're like, sure, what? And he's like, I want to give away cruises. I'm like, say what? And so literally, this is the 3rd year, and in the South Lakeland area, he's given away 45 cruises this year to teachers and staff that have good attendance at school. We track the students' attendance, let's track the teacher attendance and staff. So we went around on a prize patrol, and he's giving away a 4-day cruise for 2 to these teachers and staff, which is changing their lives. Another example is Mike Music. He owns Music Roofing, and he's a city commissioner for Lakeland. And he also came to me and says, I want to do something special for teachers. He has, his family has a lot of teachers in his family. And so he decided to give away 5 roofs to a teacher or a staff in all of our areas. And so he gave away 5 free roofs this year, and he's planning on doing more next year. So it's just people, that really is it's not that much to Mike. But that's really something that he can just give back, feels good, his staff feels good, and it changed those teachers and staff, their life, because they could have never afforded to do that, and now they have a brand new roof. They can get their insurance now. It just makes so much difference to give back to our staff. So there's lots of companies that could do that. Do you have a landscape company? Do you have a painting company? We could think about anything just to give back and show appreciation to those teachers that are getting our students ready to come into our workforce, and hopefully these kids will stay here if they have a really supportive community.
Recently we covered the state of the county, and there were dynamic speakers up there from Florida Department of Health, of course our own county manager, all county partners, but the one that I remember the most are the 2 gentlemen that spoke from the school board.
Yes. Yeah.
The passion that those men demonstrated, not only in telling success stories, but also telling where they weren't quite having the success that they wanted, but they had a plan of action, making sure that each student had the same opportunity. Talk to me about that work environment when there's that much passion from the top, how it just trickles down to the staff and to the teachers.
And I will say that I've worked with a couple of superintendents, and they've all been great. But I do feel that Fred Hyde, our new superintendent, has been here going on 4 years now. He is an out-of-the-box thinker, and he will do whatever it is for the betterment of the children. And I was talking to a business partner yesterday, and he said, I can go to Mr. Hyde and I can give an idea, and if he thinks it's best for students, we're going to go for it. And so he's even talked about getting businesses to come in, and let's help pay part of their salary to come in and teach our kids, because we're sometimes losing these teachers, especially in our academies, because they can go out into the workforce and unfortunately make a little bit more. But let's see if we can bring from the outside, from the business community, come in and be with our students, work with them for a little while. He is a huge proponent of career academies. He's a huge proponent of let's start early with these kids in pre-K, getting them the foundation that they need, and then working to see how, make sure they're crossing that stage at graduation and with a diploma in hand, with a trajectory of where they want to go, whether it be college, career, military, doesn't matter. We just want them to be successful. So I really think that he has brought together the right people behind him working. He and our Deputy Superintendent, Mr. Green, smartest 2 men in education that I know of.
I agree.
And they really have set forth a lot of strategies that have helped us to make the gains that we're making in our district.
Now, Erica, people see this passion within what you guys are doing, within what the leadership is doing, and they want to become a part of this and support you. How do they go about doing as such?
So they contact us. They can reach out to us and or email us anytime. We actually are all housed in our chambers. So just stop by your local chamber and ask for us, and we're available pretty much anytime.
We got just a few minutes left. I want to talk a little bit about some upcoming events. Talk to me a little bit about Inside PCPS Leadership Class 4. What exactly is that?
Oh, I love this program. So back in 2019, under the supervision of Jackie Burr, the superintendent at the time, and Sarah Beth Wyatt, one of our school board members, Sarah Beth heard about a program in Orange County called, I think it's Orange County Leadership Group. And it's a year-long, 9-month program that has a deep dive into the school district. It's like Leadership Lakeland, Leadership Polk, but it's all about the school district. So this is our 4th year. Applications are still open, and it is really, the members will get a true sense of what it's like to deal with a $2 billion budget, how we transport students 2 times around the circumference of the earth every day, how we feed over 117,000 students, and how we feed them during the summer, how we're tackling with behavioral and mental health in our students. You name it, we're going to talk about it. And so what this program was meant to do was change the perception of our people in our community. Sometimes schools get a bad rap. And now we've got over 80 alumni to say, if they're sitting at dinner, if the ball field, church, and something is said about the school district that may not be correct, they can say, nope, let me tell you the true story. And let me tell you the great things that are happening here. So we are excited about this program. We'll start again in our Class 4 in August. And it really is, we have changed a lot of perceptions and a lot of minds with our school district. And they've come in, and now they're our cheerleaders, which is great.
Now, Erica, also in August, let's talk a little about soiree for the students. What is that?
So our soiree for students is going to be a gala fundraising event. It's to support the Renaissance program. So this past year, 31 of our schools that were in need of some assistance for student incentives, the students had to make gains and qualify in behavior, academics, and attendance. So every quarter they'd have a celebration with cotton candy and petting zoos, and it's really incredible. So it's an incentive program for students, and this soiree is going to help fund the schools to put these incentive programs on for the students. So it's going to be August the 21st, 2025 at the Lake Mirror Center, and sponsorships will be available very soon. So mark your calendar because it's coming up. It's going to be amazing.
Ladies, it has been a pleasure, and time has flown, but we are out. So come back and see me in anything that we can do for the school board. Couch, chair, anything, man. Whether it's 1, 2, hey, bring in 5. We've been having fun. We get some of the students come in and do the PGTV.
Absolutely.
It's a lot of fun.
Yes,
There's a lot of the
I bet.
leadership stuff, so it's very cool.
So
But
it's great.
please come back and see me. Thank you very much for coming in today.
Thank
all
you,
right?
Thank you for
Brian.
having us.
Businesses have long been avid supporters of their local schools, from sponsoring sports teams and donating gift cards to booster clubs. Now, as instrumental as local companies are in helping schools provide educational and extracurricular activities to their students, the current influx of giving is a drop in the bucket of what schools currently need. Polk County School Board is looking for partners to make a difference for the students in the community. Now, if you need more information about the partnership opportunities, email them at partnersineducation@polk-fl.net. If you enjoyed that episode of Polk Place, I invite you to like, share, and subscribe to the channel, and even check out the next one.